Hi everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this card and it looks normal on the front, but when you open it up you get this pop-up present card, pop-up present in the middle, which is quite cool. Mine's a bit squiffy, but yeah, I quite like the fact that you get like a 3D present in the middle. Okay, so it's quite a simple card, so let's start. So you will need for this card a 5x5 card blank. So that is a blank card that you open up that is 5 inches by 5 inches on the front. Or if you don't have a 5x5 card blank, you can use a 5x10 piece of blank, just like a piece of card that you score in half at 5 inches and fold it in half, and that will make it a 5x5 card blank. So there's your 5x5 card blank. Okay, then inside of that you need 2 pieces of pattern paper that are 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I've got this pale, I've gone for a pale one because that's where you're going to write. So you don't want anything too big and bold, because you want to write in here. I mean, if you wanted to you could write on the back, but I usually write inside my cards, so at least there's space there for that. So we're going to go ahead and stick those two down now, and then we'll move on to the front. And then we've done that, we'll then move on to the pattern bit in the inside, okay? Okay, so now we've got the middle sorted out, we now need to sort out the front. So on the front, and it's best to do the front next, because if you try and put the box in and then do the front, it's a bit too bulky. So it's best to do the front now. So for the front, I'm keeping it simple. I'm just doing a topper that's matte and layered. I have that, you can do whatever you want on the front, but for this one I just used a 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 matte panel, which is this lovely holographic one. And then I've got a 4.5 by 4.5 pattern piece. And then my topper measures just over 3 inches, 3 1/8 inch square. So with the mat for it, I went for 3.5 inch mat, 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, so whatever your topper is, that's what you need to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick these down now. Okay, so there we have the front of the card done. So now we just need to work on making the pop-up box section. So for this you will need 2 strips that are 2 inches by 6.5 inches. Okay, now if you bring your scoreboard in, the scoring is quite simple for this. So you're going to put your card in along the long way, and then you're going to score at 2 inches, at 3 inches, at 5 inches, and at 6 inches. Okay, you can do that on both pieces. So you score at 2 inches, at 3 inches, at 5 inches, and at 6 inches. Okay, so that's that. Very simple. So next you're going to just fold along all those score lines, and you're going to fold them all the same way. So you should end up with 2 pieces that look a bit like that. So next you want to get some red tape. I do advise that you do use red tape or a strong liquid adhesive. Red tape I find is better, because once it's stuck, it's stuck. And you're going to put some red tape, because you basically want to stick these 2 boxes together. Okay, I mean separately have 2 boxes. So take your piece, and on the inside bit here on this tab, which is the little bit that's left over, you want to put your red tape on there. Now normally if I'm making a box I would put it so it's on the inside of the box, but for this one I put it on the outside because you're going to hide it. Okay, so you're going to put it on the outside like that, so this folds this way up, that's the right side out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold that flat, bring that over and stick that down into position. And then what we'll do is when we've done the other one, I go like that to create a little box, okay? And I know that that needs to fold flat like that in the card, okay? So I'm just going to leave it so it's sort of like that, so I know, and I'm going to put it with the tab next to me so I know, and then we're going to do the other one. Okay, so you now have two little boxes. That's the tab side up. So what these are going to do, these are going to go in your card. Now, I just need to work this out, 'cause I'm just wondering now whether I might have to fold them the other way. If you do, it's not a problem. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so, oh, actually, no. So they fold like that, don't they? Fold like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is, that's the way it needs to fold. So it needs to be a short edge and then a long. This is the tab here. So if I put like that, that like that, this one is the same. So it needs to go, the short edge going that way. So if I turn it around this way, then that works. So I've now got short edge, long edge, and these two edges are the edges I've got the tabs on. You can't see them, but there's a tab there and a tab there. And I want those two to be stuck together, okay, because then you're not going to see the tab. Right, now before we stick those down, what we want to do, before we stick them together, we want to actually stick them into the card itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a mark on the bottom of here so I know that's the bit that's going to be stuck to the card, and this is the bit that's going to be stuck inside. And I'm going to put a little arrow so I know which way up I'm going. Okay, just because it can get a bit confusing if you get it wrong. So let's just put an X on here. I'm going to put an X on here and a right way up arrow like that. So I can now remember which bits I'm supposed to put in tape on and which bits I'm not. Right, now you need lots of bits of ribbon, okay? Now I've gone for different widths of ribbon just because that's what I had, and I didn't have any of the right colour all in the same width. So I've got different widths, but the same width is fine. So you need 2 pieces of ribbon that are the ones that are going to go up and over in the middle. And these are, I mean you can do it approximate, but I'll give you the measurements. These are approximately 1/2 inch wide by 4 inches long. I need 2 of those. Okay, so we'll do those first and then I'll move on to what the other ones are. I always use red tape to stick them down just because I find ribbon gets a bit stubborn sometimes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to peel the backing off the tape. Take one of our boxes, and it needs to literally go halfway down, so halfway down the middle. You want a little bit at the bottom, you want it to go all the way up the side, not much, just a little bit like that, and then it needs to go over the top and down the other side. Mine's not completely central on the top, but anyway. So if you look here, you've got, there's the bottom, there's the side, there's the top. So it goes up and over and down, and so that's what we're doing with that. So that's one box done. So now you need to, let's put that back into position so we know where it goes. Do the same on this one. So again, you want to turn it over. That's the side with the tab, so you want to do it on the other side. Take your ribbon. It goes from the bottom, round the outside, over the top, and down the other side. Okay, so I'm going to put those two together like that. Right, so now it's probably the best time now, I think, to stick them into the card, and then we can add the rest of these on in a minute. So I'm going to use red tape now. I was going to use wet glue, but we use red tape. So on this base part here, we're going to put some red tape across the base. And I'm also going to turn it over, and where you've got the tab, I'm going to put some red tape on that side as well. Okay, so that's my tab side, and that's the base. Okay, so let's put it to one side, do the same on this one. Okay, so that's your, oops, sorry, out of sight. So that's your two little boxes sorted out. So now if we bring your card in, what you want to do is take one of the boxes. I usually start on the right, it's up to you. Peel off the tape that's on the back, on the bottom of it, not the back, the bottom of it. And then with it flat, so you've got the red tape facing upwards and the ribbony part facing downwards, this edge here needs to meet up with the middle edge of your folded edge of your card. Butt it right into that corner. Don't go too far with it, but butt it right up into that corner and then stick it down. So then when you press it the other way, it pops up. Okay, so that's the first side. You're then going to take the other one and do the same thing, but opposite way round, so mirror image. So you're going to take your backing off and then put it so that the ribbon side is on the left and the tab bit is facing up again, and you're going to butt that up to the other one and stick it in position like that. So then when you shut your card, it's a bit bulky, but you should be able to shut your card up. Okay, and that should sit nicely inside like that. Okay, so next what we want to do is we need to sort out the bow part. So put this to one side for now, and we're going to do this bit on top, this bit here. So we can start with these two pieces here. In fact, so we do need to bring these back in again. Start with those two pieces. So you need two pieces. It's up to you. I did mine 1/2 inch by about 2.5 inches, about that, and then just made them nice on the edge. And then all we're going to do is I've just put a little bit of tape on the back, not a lot, and then we're just going to peel that backing off, and then I'm going to turn this, so this is the front of my card, so I tend to make that the front of my box. So if we just turn this round, I'm going to place it so that this corner here marries up more or less with the edge here, and this bit folds over, and you want to have it coming off the edge of the box. I'm going to go about there. Oh, actually, I might go further in. About there. Okay, now as you probably have noticed, you've got tape on the other side, so just peel that tape, peel the backing off, and allow that ribbon to stick down, and do the same on the other side with another piece. So it makes it look like it's the two edges of the bow. Gives you the edge of the bow. Now this one's a bit longer than this one, I think. I did that a bit shorter, but it's fine. It's got a longer edge to it. So now you want to take another piece of ribbon. Now this piece is, bear with me, this piece is about 5 5.5 inches long. Okay, and all you're going to do with this is just, move this out of the way. Just put a piece of, fold it in half, make a little crease so you know where halfway is. So I know that's halfway there. Take a piece of ribbon, not ribbon, red tape. Just a little piece, don't need very much. And put that slap bang in the middle like that. Peel off your backing. And then fold one side into the middle. And fold the other side into the middle, like that. So you have a little fake bow, basically. Okay, then you need another piece to wrap around. Now, actually, no, before I do that, I also did on this one, I made it really fancy, because I quite like fancy. So here's this is that big one we've just done, and then I also did this little one, and did another little one on that side as well. So again, you just need 2 bits of, I use these 2 pieces, and these measure 3.5 inches long. Mine is slightly narrower just because, as I said, that's all I had. And you're going to repeat what you've just done with this one. So you literally just fold them in half, put a little bit of tape in the middle, fold the sides in, and make a little sort of fake bow. You should end up with that. Okay, so now what you want to do is take another piece of red tape. Lots of red tape involved in this. And you're just going to stick a little bit where those 2 meet. That's the wrong side, because you can see the meeting where the ribbon meets. Okay, so because it's the wrong side, that's the bit you want to put the red tape on. Put the red tape on there, and then you're just going to stick it down to one side of your big bow in the middle. So I'm going to put it there like that. Turn it over and do the same with the other one. So this will mean that you're pretty much, you've managed to conceal both of the wrong bits of your smaller bows. And in a minute we're going to wrap something else around to conceal the wrong bit of the other bow. So you should end up with that. Okay. That's what you should end up with. So now all you need is one bit to go up and over. So I've just got a bit of ribbon here, and this one measures again 1/2 inch wide by about 3 inches approximately. And again, it doesn't really, you know, you can eye it. It doesn't have to be exactly 3 inches. And then again, put red tape on the back of it. And then what you want to do is take your bow, and you're basically going to wrap this round so it's halfway. I should have folded this ribbon in half first. So it's about there. Oh, that's wonky. Like that. And it goes over the top. And it goes down the other side. Like that. So you're making it like a bow, but it's kind of got a handle to it. And the reason it's got a handle to it is because this bit here is going to stick inside of here. So that's what we're going to do next. So next, we're going to peel off the backing off one of my pieces. And then we're just going to take the take the bow and make sure that this edge here butts up against the top of your box. Okay, it mustn't go below that fold line. Nice and central in there, like that. So when you pop it up, you can see, you see how when you pop it up, it looks like it's sitting on top of the box. Okay, now this bit here, we've covered up some of that red tape with ribbon, and we've got that bit as well. So I'm going to put another piece of red tape just over that section where you can't see the tape because you've got ribbon in the way. Otherwise you'll end up with a gap. So a bit of red tape on there, just in that middle bit. We're going to take that off, and then you can take all of this red tape off. You don't really need red tape on both sides. You don't have to, you can have it just on one side if you wanted to. I was just being extra careful. And then all you want to do is bring your box up together and stick it together like that. And there's your little box. Okay, and then your card should shut nicely. As I said, it is a bit bulky, especially if you stick like mine did. I stuck mine a little bit too far over the score line on one side, but it's, you know, and then you fold flat, and then there's your little pop-up box. So it's quite cute, and I've seen other things as well, like other different ideas with this same kind of pop-up bit in the middle. But yeah, so I might be doing a video on that at some point in the rest, you know, this year. But yeah, I hope you have a go, and it's a lot of fun. Just a nice little card. So thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification. Tell your friends. Get them to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.